Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining CK Power Public Company Limited Q1 2025 Set Digital Roadshow, and thank you Stock Exchange of Thailand who arranged this very useful session. First, we would like to introduce our management who joined in the meeting. First one, Kun Mantana Rirkikajon, Senior Deputy Managing Director, Corporate Planning.
Afternoon.
Second, Kun Thitipat Nananukool, our CFO.
Good afternoon.
And I am Thamakajan Nanaphong, Investor Relations. Good afternoon. Okay, today we're going to talk about 5 topics. First one, we're going to quickly wrap up who we are and what we are doing. Second, we go through our financial performance, especially in the first quarter of this year. And the third one, we're going to the project progress update, and the last one we're going to be talk about the business outlook from this year until the early 2030, and we close with the Q&A. Okay, for the corporate overview, CK Power is the power investment arm of CK CH Kancham or CK Group, consisting of CK itself, the top tier construction company in Thailand, TTW, leading industrial water utilities company, and BM, leading expressway and metro company in Thailand as well. Totaling day holding in CK Power of 72%, and we have free float of around 28%. Currently, we have market cap of around 24 billion baht, and equivalent to the around $730 million. Our current portfolio, we have around 3.6 gigawatt installed capacity, dominated by hydro power plants, around 92%, and around 7% is cogeneration, and the rest is solar power plants. Since we have a lot of hydro and solar in our portfolio, so we are almost 100% renewable and green company. Around 93% is renewable, and the rest of only 7% is considered to be the conventional energy. And we sell almost of our energy to the Thailand state-owned enterprise, which has the long-term PPA around 25 years plus, and the rest we sell only to minority part to the EDL, which is electricity do Laos, only 2%, and industrial customers in Thailand of 2% as well. In terms of locations, all of hydro power plants are in Laos, consisting of the Namung 2, the reservoir 1. We host 46% with 615 capacity, and Sayaburi and Luang Prabang, which are the run-of-river type. We host 42.5%, and they have around 1.2 gigawatt of capacity. And Luang Prabang, the new one, which is now under construction and will COD in early 2030. We hold around 50%, and we have the capacity of 1.4 gigawatt. About the power plants in Thailand, we have cogeneration in the industrial estate in Ayutthaya, which we own 65% with the capacity of 238 capacity, and we have 13 solar power projects across Thailand, north, northeast, and central of Thailand. We own 30 to 100% of them, which total capacity of 42 megawatts. Okay, now we go through the financial performance. In terms of revenue, CKP consolidated revenue is around 10 billion baht a year, which consists of in consolidated basis, we consider Namung 2, Bangpin Cogeneration, Bangpin Chai, and this is CKP itself into the consolidated basis. In Q1 this year, the revenue slightly dropped around 3% from the Q1 last year, mainly from the revenue from Bangpin Cogeneration, which is following the gas price and the FT, which is the adjusted tariff in Thailand. But it helped by Namdong strong electricity revenue, which increased from last year around 30 million baht. In terms of EBITDA before the share profit, we have EBITDA of around 4 to 4.5 billion baht a year. In Q1, the EBITDA is slightly increased from the Q1 last year. Again, with the contribution from Namdong 2, which is the main contributor of EBITDA of CKP consolidated basis. As you see, Namdong 2 is provided around more than half of the EBITDA, and followed by the Bangpin Cogen. And again, the Bangpin Cogen lower FT rate from last year is a bit drop from EBITDA from last year, which is offset the Namdong 2 growth of EBITDA. The core share profits, which we take out the FX impact in the share profit. The share profit is mainly from the Sayaburi and Luang Prabang, which are the run-of-river type, and the share profit from JVs, which are the little solar power plants, which we hold around 30% in each. In Q1 this year, the share profit is grown significantly, around 96%, which the main driver is from Sayaburi operation. It grows much higher than last year, mainly from the higher water flow to the power plants and the lower finance costs following the interest rate for both in US and in Thailand. And the last one, the core net profit. The core net profit of CKP, the core net profit margin of CKP is around 10 to 20% each year. And again, in Q1 this year is growth significantly, more than 100%, more than 120% this year. And the main driver is from both hydropower plant in Laos, the Namdong 2 and Sayaburi. As I mentioned earlier, the Namdong 2 has strong electricity sales, as well as the Sayaburi has a strong electricity sale this year as well. For the Namdong 2 itself, they have the annual revenue of around 3 to 4 billion a year. And they have the core EBITDA of around 75%, and the core impact is around 30%. Except last year. Last year is the record high of Namdong 2. They have the breakthrough or the record of itself since the COD in 2013. And this momentum is continuing in Q1 this year as well. As I mentioned earlier, Namdong 2 has the strong electricity sales in Q1. This is from the higher water in the reservoir from the beginning of the year, and also helped by the lower operating expense, because last year, Q1 last year, they have the expense related to the major overhaul of one of the turbine of Namdong 2, which Q1 this year has no that such expense. And it's also helped by the lower finance cost, because Namdong 2 has redeemed its mature debentures in October last year and in March this year, totaling of almost 3,000 million baht. So this all helped them to have the continue the strong NPAT continue from last year. The key activities to monitor in this year, Namgam 2 will going through the major overhaul, the last unit in the end of this year, in November to December. It will use around 42 to 45 days to complete the major overhaul, and which not impact to the operation. As you will see, the last year it is the record high of M2, which also has the same major overhaul in last year as well. So you will see the major overhaul is not impact into the operation of the power plants. So in terms of the operation of NAM2, in Q1, NAM2 sells electricity of around almost 400 gigawatt hour, growth around 7% from Q1 last year. And Q2 this year, the NAM2 already declared its electricity production of around 520 gigawatt hour, growth about 2% from the same period last year. So in the first half of this year, NAM2 quite sure that it's going to be growth from last year. And as you will see in the reservoir level, at the end of April, it stands at the 360 meg above the mean sea level, which is much higher than the same period last year, which is the 356 meter above the mean sea level, which is the to confirm that NAM2 has no problem to continue with the operation through the main quarter of the year, which is Q3, which is the rainy season of the year, and going with the highest season of the NAM2. For the Savory revenue is around 13 to 14 billion baht a year, and with core EBITDA of around 90% plus, and the core impact is around 20%. You might notice that the core impact of Savory is a bit lower than NAM2 because Savory still has high long-term debt, which is the debenture and bank loan. This will cause the high finance cost, which is cause the lower NPAT margin from the NAM2. For the Q1 this year, the Savory has the significant growth in Q1 this year, more than 100%. This is driven by the electricity sales. As I mentioned earlier, the Savory has the higher flow than Q1 last year, which is helped by the flow from the upper Mekong River from the Chinese dams, and the lower finance costs from the lower interest rate from the US and the Thai baht and the Thai baht interest rate. At the end of Q1, cost of debt of Savory is standing around 6.9%, and the long-term debt, as I mentioned, it has the long-term debt of around 82 billion baht, which is both in USD and Thai baht, with the fixed rate of around 20% and float rate of around almost 80%. The key activities in this year is about the partial overhaul during at this time now in Q2 2025 around May and June in this year. But the same as number 2, this is no impact to the operation because during the low season, the Savory will not use all the turbine to generate the electricity. So we can doing the overhaul with the unused turbine. So in terms of the operation of Savory, in the 4 months of this year, it has, you will see the electricity generating is grow in every month. And I think this momentum is going to be continue in the May this year because right now in May, water flow to the power plant, Savory power plant, month to date is still higher than last year. So for Savory is quite straightforward. More water through the power plant equal to more electricity generating. And again, we will see the more clear picture in the Q3 when the rain season enter into the Laos. Sorry. For the bumping cogeneration, they have around 4 billion baht of revenue a year, except 2022 and 23 because the gas price is spike everywhere in the world. So the EBITDA margin is around 25%, and the net profit margin is around 10%. And the first quarter of this year, the big performance is slightly growth a bit, which came from the lower finance costs because the bumping cogeneration is gradually repay its long-term loan to the bank. For the bumping cogeneration, it has only the bank loan. So since they gradually repay their loan, the finance cost is gradually decreased as well. So the key activities in this year, so we have to close monitor the gas price and also manage the cash flow quite well in this year. And the bumping cogeneration too will have the major overhaul during Q3 this year, which will use only about 1 week for completing it. And again, this will not affect the operation of the power plant. For the electricity sales, for the first 4 months of this year, it's slightly decreased from last year, around 3%. But the gas price is quite much lower than the same period last year. It's standing around 330. And the FT rate, the adjusted tariff in Thailand, is standing around 0.37. And the new FT rate for May until August is already announced. It's going to be 0.2 baht per kilowatt hour. And for Bang Kien Chai, the solar power plant one, its revenue is quite dropped from the last 2 years because before that the Bang Kien Chai has the subsidized revenue we call adder, and the adder is expired in 2023. So the performance is a little bit dropped from after that. But the EBITDA is still at around 80 to 90%, and the net profit margin is around 15 to 20%. The Bang Kien Chai still have some growth in the they expand their portfolio through the investment with the solar power plant with the private sector to help improve their performance in the year after. You will see in the business outlook in the last section. Okay, for the financial performance, for the financial position, leverage ratio, and the ratings, I will hand over to คุณธิติพัฒน์ คุณพิพัฒน์นะครับ hand over to you.
Okay, for next page, for financial position, in Q1, you see that the financial position, the balance sheet doesn't really change much from the end of last year. The only thing that changed a bit is that the total liability was down around 1.2 billion because the CKP, the Namgyum 2 and N2 redeem its debenture for 1.2 billion during the quarter. Other than that, the overall balance sheet doesn't really change much from the end of last year. In terms of leverage ratio, total liabilities to total equity is around 0.77 times, roughly flat period over period. And then for net interest-bearing debt to equity, it's running around 0.53, still relatively low. The majority of the loan and debenture of our consolidated financial is coming from CKP, around 16 billion. The rest, around 8 billion and 4 billion, are from Namgyum 2 and N2 and BIC. These last two, NN2 and BIC, it's a project company level debt, and we expect that over times, year over years, you gradually deleverage, and this portion will become less, and CKP portion would gradually increase over the next 3 to 4 years, mainly because we are investing in a new large hydropower plants. Average cost of debt is around 3.75. It's increasing slightly because we gradually pay down the debenture, the short-term tenor debenture. So what's left is the longer term. So it might edge up a little bit, but we have plans to also reissue the debenture to support our future investment, and we think that the rate might be around here or maybe improve a little bit. In terms of investment and capital plans, over the next 5 years, we are investing around 15 billion baht. Most of them are into our LPCL Long Prabang Power Project. Over the next 4 years, especially for this year, we'll invest around 4 billion into the project as an 50% equity holders. If you go to the next page, you see that net interest-bearing debt to adjusted EBITDA is quite at a relatively healthy level. The adjusted EBITDA is mainly the EBITDA, and then we include the cash dividend received from our associate share profit. So we adjusted out the non-cash item. In terms of interest coverage, it's also at a healthy level, 4.46, and maybe it's flat from the end of the year, slightly improving over the last few years. In terms of our ratings, CKP and Namgyum 2 have a company and issue rating of A- as a TRIS local rating agency. For Sayaburi Sainsbury has two rating. The local rating from TRIS rating is A- for company and BBB+ for issue ratings. For international rating, it's rated by Fitch at B+ on both company and issue ratings. CKP has planned to issue around 5 billion of new debenture mainly to invest in additionally over the next few years in the Luang Prabang project. The debenture is planned for around the first week of June. And for Sainsbury has already issued debenture in the past, and first of those debenture is due in July. So Sainsbury is issuing a debenture to roll over those due debenture around 4 billion, and that will be around towards the second half of July this year. Now, if you go over to project progress update, we have two projects ongoing. Luang Prabang progress update is right now at the end of first quarter. Construction progress is 48%, and it's on plan to commercial operation starts in the early of 2030. CKP holds 50%, and we already injected 7.8 billion baht into the project as an equity. In terms of solar project, we have 3 ongoing projects in the first phase of our solar that we supported the BM, our sister company. The progress is around 86%, and one of the 3 projects already start commercial operations at the end of December, and the next 2 will be on track to start within Q2 of this year. Total capacity is 7 megawatts, and investment is roughly around 250 million, and we expect more to come. A little bit more details into Luang Prabang investment. This project is a large run-of-river hydro project on the Mekong River. Installed capacity is around 1,460 megawatts. Total investment cost is around 160 billion baht. It will generate 6,688 gigawatt hour of energy per year, selling all 100% to EGAT Electricity Authority of Thailand. CKP holds 50% and is expected to inject a total of around 20.9 billion baht into Luang Prabang project. Right now, we've already injected 7.8, and the remaining 13 billion baht is gonna be injected through the last around 4 to 5 years going forwards. And I think that's it from my part. Let me hand over to Khun Mantana to recap on our outlook and future business.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I will take not much time because now it's 2:45 already. Just a quick view. I will take around 1 minute to finish this. This is a business outlook for the pie chart on the left-hand side, and the upper one, which is the photo of our site. I think my team explained to you already, but for the business plan below, you will see the blue line. The blue line is the secure project. As he explained to you earlier, we will issue the green bond in 2025 and COD the 2 projects of BEM, which is a solar roof and solar farm, mid of 2025. And in 2027, we will COD the expansion phase of the solar of Bang Khen Chai, ERC phase 1 for 6 megawatt. And we will go for the COD of the Luang Prabang, which is a major project of our CK Power in early 2030. And below is the project in the pipeline during 2025 to 2029. Most of it is the solar project, both for the PPA and for the ERC, which is the regulators in Thailand. And we are looking for more projects every year. 8 to 10 megawatt. And the last one is the sustainability frameworks. Okay, last page for today is a CKP, which is a trigger of our company. We will have 3 major pillars of environment, social, and governance. And in each pillar, we have sub-pillar to take care of the climate change, biodiversity, the human rights, the social community care, and business model resilience. We have a target of our long-term target for the net zero, no net loss, the zero care of the human rights, and the unsolved complaint of the community. Other than that, we have a model resilience for new customer, new locations, and new innovations as well. For the right-hand side of the GHG emission, we proved to you from 2019 until 2024 that the GHG emission and the GHG intensity compared to the Thailand grid, we are quite a very low GHG intensity. In 2024, the intensity is around 0.0675, which is very low compared to Thailand grid of 0.4999 ton carbon dioxide equivalent to megawatt hours. So this is the committed long-term target of sustainability frameworks. Okay, that's all. 2 more minutes past. Okay, thank you very much.